Today is the second Sunday of Lent, Cycle C. In the first reading, God chose Abraham, a man of faith, to be the father of a great nation which he was yet to establish. One of the promises God makes to Abraham is that his descendants will be as numerous as the stars. The fact that Abraham and his wife were very old at the time of the covenant and that they did not have a child of their own will test Abraham's trust in God's promise of numerous descendants. Be patient. All things are possible with God. Do not be like Abraham, who decided to have a child with his servant Hagar in order to put into action God's promises of descendants. He did not trust God, who promised them a child in their old age. In his letter to the Philippians, Paul warns us that hedonism, the belief that physical pleasure is the chief goal of life, separates us from the cross of Christ. St. Paul tells us, their God is their stomach, and they glory in their shame. Hedonistic behavior is egoistic or selfish, while the cross is a symbol of sacrificial love. Our culture glories in its shame. People are exploited by TV shows such as Divorce Code, Who is the Baby's Daddy, and the likes, which publicize their dirty laundry, things that are shameful and disgraceful on television in return for a few days in an expensive hotel and some money for shopping. For example, a woman takes 3 men to a TV show to find out who is the real father. It was none of them. It was none of them. Think of how embarrassed she was. Took 3 men to decide who was the father, and none of them was the father. Why would anybody want to share the sordid details of their divorce on national television? To be on national television for a few minutes, men are willing to lose their sense of shame. The reversal of Roe and Wade resulted in each state will have its own rules. Currently, Texas, Florida, and other states forbid abortion after 6 weeks. That 6 weeks is because at the 6th week, the heartbeat of the baby can be detected. However, New York and California probably will continue to have abortions on demand up to the day before the birth. Planned Parenthood proudly proclaims that they have been responsible for more than 60 million abortions, the killing of innocent children, since abortion was illegal in the United States. However, did you also not know that 65% of Planned Parenthood abortion clinics are in predominantly black neighborhoods? The group that is trying to get out more black votes is the same one who have no objection to killing them at birth. I'm afraid to describe the procedure by which late-term abortion kills the baby, because some of you will be so shocked and horrified you would have to get up and leave. We cannot expect to be blessed as a nation with so much innocent blood on our hands. The transfiguration take place after Jesus told his disciples that he was going to Jerusalem, where he will suffer and die, but will be resurrected on the third day. Jesus wanted to strengthen the faith of his disciples, as he knew his death would test them and shake their faith. The transfiguration is a foretaste of the resurrection and an opportunity to see the glory of God. It gave the disciples hope when they most needed it and helped them to believe in the resurrection. The Jews called their scriptures the law and the prophets, and not the Old Testament. The parents of Moses and Elijah, who represent the law and the prophets, respectively, with Jesus, signal that Jesus is the fulfillment of the law and the prophets and the beginning of the Messianic age. God led the people of Israel in the desert by a cloud during the day and by a column of fire by night. The cloud was called the Shekinah, the glory of God. Mary became pregnant when she was overshadowed by the power of the Most High. Today, the Shekinah, the cloud, cast its shadow over the disciples and Jesus and enveloped them. God then said to them, "This is my beloved Son. Listen to him." Do we listen to him? Do we follow his teachings? We may be about to enter a period of trial and testing of our faith. We live in a culture that's constantly trying to redefine what is moral and immoral according to human precepts, while ignoring the teachings of the main branches of the three monotheistic religions: Christian, Jewish, and Muslims. Persecution for our religious beliefs is a real possibility, but we need to know that the gates of hell will not prevail against the church. We have to be confident that with God all things are possible, and nothing should frighten us, even the threat of death, because since we share in Jesus' resurrection, death has lost its sting.